The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18-plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Thank you, Cleo. I thank Chairwoman Yvette Clarke and all of the distinguished members of the Congressional Black Caucus. Today's decision by this illegitimate Supreme Court majority strikes a blow against the Voting Rights Act and is designed to undermine the ability of communities of color all across this country to elect their candidate of choice. But we're not here to step back. We're here to fight back.
Yes.
Now, when this decision came out earlier today, it's an unacceptable decision, but not an unexpected decision. And now we're at a point where affirmative action is gone, diversity is gone, equity gone, inclusion gone, racial tolerance gone, the Voting Rights Act largely gone. But guess what, extremists? We're still here.
That's right.
And we're not going anywhere. And we believe in this country.
That's right.
Not a perfect country.
Yes. That is Hakeem Jeffries, of course, the House Minority Leader for the Democrat Party, railing against what he calls an illegitimate and corrupt Supreme Court. What does that mean? That means anything that the Democrats don't like is illegitimate, is corrupt, and they're doing to the Supreme Court what they do with ICE, what they do with any agency that is acting to enforce the laws of the nation or the Constitution of the United States. All of that said, I do have a level of some empathy for the way the perception of this will hit a lot of African Americans. Come on. I mean, how could I not? So you have a state like Mississippi that, and Louisiana, third black state, and you got one seat. Welcome to how it feels to be a Republican, though. If you're in states like Massachusetts, if you're in Illinois, welcome how it feels to be a Republican in California, where you have no voice in the governance of this state at all. So, I mean, this whole gerrymandering thing, there is a part of me, look, I'm a political observer. It's Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour, by the way, fastest hour on American media, the Thursday edition. I'm a political observer, have been since I was a kid, okay, observing politics. And I have always liked the coverage of politics. And so when these things emerge, these events that happen politically, I'm excited by them. To be quite honest with you, it's like, ooh, what's happening now? And at times it's infuriating what is happening now. At times it's somewhat rewarding. But there are always consequences for it. It meaning the things that happen on a daily basis. The Democrat Party in the United States of America has built their infrastructure on corruption. Some of it is legal corruption, meaning it is a corruption of a sense of fairness or morality. For instance, the Democrat Party's rush to bring in 11 million illegal immigrants on top of the 20 assorted million that were here already, pushing the numbers of illegal immigrants, illegal aliens in this country to over 30 million, perhaps. Those 30 million people are counted in the United States Census, which means that those 30 million people who are here illegally have a voice in the number of congressional seats. And Democrats have used that corrupt notion to inflate the number of seats that they have in Congress. Without 30 million illegal immigrants in this nation, the Democrats would have far fewer congressional seats than they have today. And they know it. And the news media that defends Democrats on a regular basis know it. This is inarguable. This is one of the ways that they have maintained political power, through illegal immigration. And then you get into the money that comes from that, whether it's through benefits, whether the things that we see happening in Minneapolis. Now you look at what has happened with the Voting Rights Act. And the Voting Rights Act was signed with good intentions, because Southern Democrats, using a Jim Crow system that was started by Democrats, progressive Democrats, by the way. Woodrow Wilson was in front of the Jim Crow movement in America when he came in and pretty much said he didn't want black people serving in the states, in the federal government, and put restrictions. Whites only, no blacks allowed. It started with Democrats. It started with Democrats in Reconstruction after the Civil War. It started politically with Democrats, with Woodrow Wilson and other Democrats. And then it extended to Southern Democrats blocking black people from having the right to participate in American democracy through poll taxes and through other things that kept them from exercising their right to vote. Democrats did that. As a remedy in 1964, following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, there was a move to try to correct some of that injustice. Hence, the Voting Rights Act and civil rights legislation. Now, what has taken place since then is that you have seats in Congress that are pretty much based on the color of one's skin. Let's look at where black people are voting and round up a district, and that's where if they're clustered together, and we'll make sure that that district goes in. So the idea was, let's gerrymander seats for black people. It also, by the way, is not just black people. There are seats gerrymandered for large Hispanic populations to make sure that those voting blocks exist. There are seats that are gerrymandered on the basis of political party. If I had my way, everything would be a total scramble. What do I mean by that? I mean, we have the technology right now in place that's available that we could look at the entire map of the United States of America, its territories, its provinces, and use technology to draw lines that are equitable based on population size and the geography of those states. And who knows? I have no idea who would be in power. I have no idea how the states, how any of the parties would fare if that were the way that election lines were drawn. That would be my preference. Put it up for grabs, all of it. Make sure that it's all fair, that all these things don't matter. Your party, your race, your ethnicity, none of it should matter. Here's the geography. Here's the most even splits of the population. Here are your election districts. But you know what? Neither party will do that, ever. Because they're all invested in making sure that the incumbents stay the incumbents and this grab for power. And since that is the playing field that Americans have been forced to live with, then that's where the competition for seats is going to be.